honestly, it's amazing to see so many people from different cultures choosing to live here. I love the fact that I can go in the streets and speak with people from almost everywhere in the world. I find that amazing. I love that they chose Lisbon to reside. Hi, my name is Inês Bra Figueiredo. I am an entrepreneur and I am the youngest woman ever running for Prime Minister here in Portugal. I'm the latest guest on Portugal, the Simple Life podcast, and I talked to Dylan about our National Bacalhau Day, but also the political situation here in Portugal and in the world and how that has been affecting the Portuguese people, and how we can change this reality to make it more interesting and better for everyone.
Welcome back, or welcome to another episode of Portugal, the Simple Life. And I'm really honored to be joined here by Inês Bravo Figueiredo. Inês, thanks for being on the podcast. How are you?
Thank you so much for the invitation to join. I'm doing great. How are you doing, Dylan?
Yeah, I'm very, very well. Thank you. Inês, why don't you start off telling us a little bit about you?
Yeah. So hello, everyone. So my name is Inês. I'm 29. I have a boyfriend for 10 years now, and we live together, but no kids. And I've always lived here in Portugal. I'm born and raised in Lisbon. Professionally, I studied physics and management, but I ended up working with data, which is fairly common here. I ended up, after a few years, I started my own company. And so right now I'm an entrepreneur. I have a company called Zarni Analytics, and we do data and analytics. It's in the name, for big corporations. Having said that, right now the company is currently in a hiatus because I am running for the elections here in Portugal, for the national parliament elections. And so everything has stopped so I can focus on that, because it is a full-time job, even though it doesn't pay.
Yeah, priorities. I mean, what's kept you here? What are the things that for you, even though you perhaps had the opportunities to go and to work abroad and to live abroad, what have those been those things that have kept you here, Inês?
I decided to stay mostly because I love living here. Like, I have here my family, I grew up here, and I just love the people in the community, even though I'm very cosmopolitan in the sense that I love the cultural diversity. I love meeting people from everywhere. I love traveling. I also really enjoy here. Like, just the rhythm of life here is nice. It's not too fast like in the US, but it's not too slow either. It's like a nice pace, and it's a pace that I particularly enjoy. I love when we go out for dinners and everybody stays for a really long time and we talk about everything and anything, and like for hours, right? And that experience, to be able to do this, to be able to go out in winter and, it being a nice temperature and me being able to walk around, like all of these things contributed to us wanting to stay. It's a different combination of factors that you see also in other cultures, right? In a way, our high context social interaction is somewhat similar to what you see, for example, in Japan. Not as stratified as you see in Japan, but it's a midway between the Japanese culture and the like Central European culture, which is more direct. It's something in between. The cuisine is also something in between, right? It's also the coordination of food from across the world that with a different taste and different feeling to it, right? I think the combination is what makes it unique, not the specific aspects, because I think you can find similar aspects in other cultures, but when you put everything together, you get this feeling of Portugal that I think is what people are falling in love with. And that's definitely what I fell in love with, right? But I'm slightly biased because I grew up here, so obviously I love it.
The work that you're doing is about change. I'm going to flip the question. What are some of the things that you don't want to change? What are the things that we're seeing? You live in Lisbon, you're born and raised in Lisbon. Lisbon is changing every day. And Lisbon from 5 years ago, Lisbon from when I first arrived is completely different today to what it was back then. What are the things about this country that you want to preserve, that you want to maintain, that you think are so precious that we need to hold on to those parts?
Definitely the natural beauty. I do hiking, trekking actually. So I get a backpack, a tent in my backpack, and I go around the country. And I walked most of Portugal now, and the nature, like it's fairly unique across the world, the way in which it's set up here, right? The species that you see here, the ecosystems are quite unique. So these need to be protected. Like these are honestly, like I fell in love with them through my walks along the coast in the mountains. So protecting those. Lisbon, I think, is much better now than it used to be.
Okay.
I'm super happy with how it has been evolving. It's honestly, it's amazing to see so many people from different cultures choosing to live here. I love the fact that I can go in the streets and speak with people from almost everywhere in the world. I find that amazing. I love that they chose Lisbon to reside. And I think honestly, it's just great to be able to have a friend group that has people from Australia, like mine, or people from the UK, and then people from Germany, and then people from China, and we're all together. And it's really really interesting. You can go to a restaurant of almost every country in the world here in Lisbon, and I love this. Our downtown area has been reconstructed. So I think you've seen how it changed from being a fairly dangerous place to walk in during the night to a place that is cosmopolitan, where you have everything is neat and tidy and people are happy, right? So this needs to be preserved how it is now, because honestly, how it changed and how things evolved in the past 15 years, I'm so happy that it changed the way it did. And then you have Alentejo and Algarve, which traditionally were areas of the country that were actually quite far away from the centralness of this area between Lisbon and Porto, where everything seems to happen. And so in Alentejo, you have people who are the extreme for the take it easy, slow life. That's the stereotype, but they are so nice. Anywhere that you go south of Lisbon, everybody will give you everything. They will give you a place to sleep if you ask. Someone will find you someone that will host you, because they won't leave you in the streets, because they were the ones who were usually forgotten. So they take care of others and they take care of everyone, and they're very just nice and generous. So that is a lovely area. It's usually forgotten area of Portugal, but it is honestly beautiful.
Looking for a home in Portugal? This break in Portugal, the Simple Life podcast, is brought to you by Dylan and his team of certified realtors at Portugal Realty. Portugal Realty offers the exclusive Simple Life home buyer program. Visit portugalrealty.com today and book your free call to find out more. Welcome to the Simple Life.
Where would you live if you weren't living in Lisbon?
That is, I think I would live in Lisbon if I wasn't living in Lisbon. No, but I love the city. I love the people. I love being surrounded by people. So I would live in Lisbon if I wasn't living in Lisbon. There's like no question for me.
That's a very politically correct answer. It's very, very good. What do you think makes Portugal unique, Ines? You've interacted with people from all over the world. You've traveled. What do you think makes Portugal different or unique?
I don't think there is one thing.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, the food is pretty unique and is honestly amazing. Mostly everything that has codfish is pretty unique and pretty amazing. We also actually, there is, I don't know if you've mentioned this before in the podcast, but we have had quite a bit of influence in cuisine around the world. Like the Portuguese took quite a few curries to India. We took tempura to Japan. There is like so many things that we influenced around the world. So in a way, Portuguese cuisine is a bit everywhere, but here everything with codfish is fairly unique and I love it. The way in which people interact, as I said, is fairly unique as well. I haven't really found something similar because it's open and warm, but at the same time more toned down than what the Spanish or the Italian would do.
Yeah.
But it's still inviting and it's still generous and it's not cold. it's warm but not boisterous. And I think that is what people are come when they say they've been hosted here in Portugal. I think that's what they mean. This like it's not ambition, but this need to receive and to host people well that we have here, but not in a boisterous way that is so loud that you get a bit overwhelmed. So yeah, I think that is honestly fairly unique.
Ines, what's one thing that you'd like people to remember and take away from our conversation?
I think if you live here, go explore the interior of the country. There, I briefly touched upon how welcoming they are. They really are. And I think people think it's not worth seeing because there aren't huge monuments or things like that. But it's honestly a really, like, if you want just to get a feeling and a vibe of Portugal, it's the best place to visit to get that. And also, it's just beautiful, like the nature, also the old buildings, the prehistoric monuments that we have, all of that together, like it makes for a great holiday. So if you live here, take the chance and go visit the interior part of the country. If you don't live here and if you're curious about Portugal and you're considering moving, reach out to people here because everybody like speaks good English or fairly good English, and everybody will be very happy to help you know more and learn more about Portugal to see if this is a place where you would like to live. Cool,
Ines, a question that we ask all of our guests: Portugal, the simple life. Why?
Why not? No, I think without this, I mean, what's the alternative? The alternative is either a very rushed, busy life or a life where you don't have the opportunity to shine. And Portugal is right smack in the middle. So if you want a place where you can shine, but you're not hurried all the time, then that's why you get here.
I like that. Ines, thank you for being on the podcast. I've really enjoyed our conversation. And I'm going to let you call it. This is the part where you say, that's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
So thank you once again to our guest, and thank you to all of you for listening. Please subscribe, share with your friends, give us a thumbs up, and please leave a comment or a review. We always love to hear from you. Don't forget, Portugal The Simple Life also has a magazine, so download it. It's for free. We'll be back next week with a brand new episode, and as we say in Portugal, sejas bem-vindo. Welcome to The Simple Life.